Hey everybody, it's me Jones RJ here. When you think of Japan, you probably think of things like anime, technology, clean streets, and friendly people. But something that I think is commonly overlooked about Japan is its fantastic transit. While it's not uncommon to find great transit in many world-class cities in Europe and Asia, Japan has always been notable, at least to me, for really mastering transit with punctual and extensive metro systems and regional rail systems, and a fantastic high-speed rail system that, when all combined, can pretty much take you anywhere in the country. Today we're diving into the fascinating history of one of the world's most iconic high-speed rail systems, the Shinkansen in Japan. Let's get into it. Let's rewind to the 1940s, a time when Japan was rapidly industrializing. The Shinkansen name was first formally used in 1940 for a proposed standard gauge passenger and freight line between Tokyo and Shimonoseki that would have used steam and electric locomotives that would become the first high-speed rail system in the world, with a top speed of around 200 kilometers an hour, or 120 miles per hour. The term Shinkansen roughly translates to new main line in English, referring to the project serving as a new main line for Japan's rail system. The Ministry of Railways would later draw up more ambitious plans to extend the line to the rest of Asia to connect to other various rail systems. However, these plans were abandoned in 1943 as Japan's position in the ongoing World War II conflict worsened. Following the end of World War II, high-speed rail was forgotten about for several years, while passenger and freight traffic steadily increased on the conventional Tokaido main line, along with the reconstruction of Japanese industry and economy. By the 1950s, the Tokaido line was operating at full capacity, and the Ministry of Railways decided to revisit the Shinkansen project. Now, back in the 1950s, the future of rail seemed uncertain to many. The advent of air travel combined with the rise in popularity of the automobile meant that many people believed that rail was simply on its way out, since it was slower than air travel for long-distance travel, and shorter trips could be more direct via driving. Countries like the US, thanks to the car and oil companies successfully lobbying the government and spreading propaganda, went all out on highway construction, destroying several city neighborhoods and transit lines to make room for highways and forced car dependency on those living in the newer post-war car-centric suburbs. Now, obviously, with the power of hindsight, we can see that this was absolutely a terrible decision that objectively lowered the quality of life in the US, but people at the time genuinely believed that this was the future. Coming back to Japan, the national attitude here was that Japan would also follow in the footsteps of the US and also embrace highways and car dependency. However, Sogoro Shinji, the president of Japanese National Railways at the time, insisted strongly on the possibility of high-speed rail, and the Shinkansen project was ultimately implemented. Engineers and designers would later collaborate on innovative concepts, laying the groundwork for what would become the Shinkansen as we know it. Government approval for the first segment of the Tokaido Shinkansen between Tokyo and Osaka came in December of 1958, and construction soon followed in April 1959. The cost of constructing the Shinkansen was first estimated at nearly 200 billion yen, which was raised in the form of a government loan, railway bonds, and a low-interest loan of $80 million from the World Bank. Initial estimates, however, were deliberately understated, and the actual cost was about 400 billion yen. The Tokaido Shinkansen began service on October 1st, 1964, just in time for the first Tokyo Olympics. At the time, the trip between Tokyo and Osaka on conventional rail took around 6 hours and 40 minutes, but the Shinkansen cut that down to only 4 hours, and later only 3 hours and 10 minutes as the service continued to improve over time. The earlier Shinkansen trains, known as the Zero Series, ran at speeds of up to 210 kilometers an hour, or 130 miles per hour, but eventually the speed was increased to 320 kilometers per hour, or 200 miles per hour with newer train models. This breakthrough enabled day trips between Japan's two largest cities and significantly changed the style of business and life of the Japanese people. The service was an immediate success, reaching the 100 millionth passenger milestone in less than 3 years on July 13, 1967, and the 1 billionth passenger milestone in 1976. The Tokaido Shinkansen's rapid success would later prompt further extensions of the system. The first of these was the Sanyo Shinkansen, which was an expansion westwards to Okayama, Hiroshima, and Fukuoka. This extension was completed in 1975. Tanaka Kakue, the Prime Minister of Japan at the time, was an ardent supporter of the Shinkansen, and his government further fueled expansion of the system with the construction of the Tohoku and Joetsu segments. With all of these extensions though, the high costs of building the Shinkansen network soon caused the Japanese National Railways business entity to slide into debt in the late 1970s, which later caused the company to be financially insolvent, leading to its privatization in 1987. Development of the Shinkansen by the privatized regional JR companies had continued though, with new train models developed, each generally with its own distinctive appearance. Since 2014, Shinkansen trains run regularly at speeds of up to 320 km an hour or 200 miles per hour on the Tohoku Shinkansen. Despite the continuous improvements of the Shinkansen over time, it has since fallen to third place for the fastest rail system in the world, as China has since surpassed its speed with its high-speed rail system and with the Shanghai Maglev. The Shanghai Maglev is particularly interesting since it uses an entirely different technology called Maglev, short for magnetic levitation. Basically, the way this technology works is that instead of using traditional rail, train cars are levitated along a guideway through the use of magnetic forces. By levitating, Maglev trains remove the rail-to-wheel contact present in conventional railways, eliminating rolling resistance and increasing the speed. This breakthrough enabled the Shanghai Maglev to reach a cruising speed of 431 km an hour, or 268 miles per hour, making it the fastest train in the world, though this speed was later reduced. With that being said, Japan may soon reclaim the title of fastest rail system in the world, with the Chuo Shinkansen. This new line aims to take a faster and more direct route between Tokyo and Nagoya, and then later to Osaka. The new line will also use maglev technology and be capable of traveling at a maximum speed of 505 km an hour, or 314 miles per hour, making it the new fastest train in the world. The new line is expected to connect Tokyo and Nagoya in only 40 minutes, and eventually Tokyo and Osaka in 67 minutes. That is insanely fast. For an American comparison, a train that fast would let you travel from Washington, D.C. to New York City in under 50 minutes, compared to the nearly 4 hours it currently takes to drive the route. Construction for the extension commenced back in 2014 for Phase 1, which will connect Tokyo and Nagoya. However, it is unsure when the project will complete since the Shizuoka Prefecture denied permission for construction work on a portion of the route back in June of 2020, citing concerns over the Oi River leaking into the tunnel. Though many think that the actual reason has to do with a lack of any stations planned for the prefecture. The entire project between Tokyo and Osaka was originally estimated to be completed in 2037, but that could be postponed due to the aforementioned issue. Hopefully this can be resolved soon. In conclusion, the Shinkansen high-speed rail system is more than just a mode of transportation. It's a testament to Japan's innovation, resilience, and commitment to progress. I hope to someday visit Japan and get a chance to ride the Shinkansen, as it was the first high-speed rail system in the world and continues to be one of the best. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on the Shinkansen down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more content like this. If you didn't enjoy the video, then I guess the other button works as well. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.